Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about how 7 of 9 was rejected from Starfleet. Okay, so I still haven't watched any of Star Trek Picard Season 2. However, I have watched clips and stuff like that, and I've been listening to reviews, and I was very shocked to hear that Starfleet rejected 7 of 9 because she's an ex-Borg. What the? What has happened to this series, man? There's such bigots and everything. Like they rejected her all because she's former Borg. Okay, first of all, it's so weird because I remember I made that video about like a month ago, maybe this month, talking about like how Star Trek Picard season 1 ruined 7 of 9, and I didn't understand why 7 wasn't in Starfleet and was with those Ferris, Amazonian type, whatever, those space Amazon women stuff, those bounty hunter type women. I was like, why is she with that? Like, she's such a great asset because of how smart she is. And now I know why she got rejected. This doesn't make no sense whatsoever. Okay, so Starfleet and CBS Trek apparently just hates like certain aliens. Apparently, after the Dominion War and the attack by the Borg on First Contact, they're very weary and stuff like that, so they don't let certain people in no more. Okay, so they're worried about the whole Dominion thing. Okay, I get that. That was a bad war and changelings and this and that. We saw that during the DS9, but they have a some type of like peace treaty now. You know what I'm saying? The war is over, but they're still scared for some bizarre reason. Now I get they might be a little scared because they took a bad hitting in the Alpha Quadrant, but still, man. And there are they've let other alien species that were like villains before join. Worf, who's like Klingon, they let him join. I mean, at first he was living with his dad until his dad died, and he was raised by humans, but he's still very much Klingon. But Lana is a Klingon with a Klingon mother. They let her join. Let's see, they've let Nog, who's a Ferengi, joined, but then I remember with him, it took a long time for him to join because he needed like a letter of recommendation, and Cisco at first didn't want him to because Cisco was worried that Nog wasn't like mature enough and stuff, but still. And then, not to mention Eleanor. Like, he's a freaking Romulan who chops people's heads off when they let him join. When did Starfleet turn so biased and bigot and stuff like that? It's like, this is not the Star Trek I grew up with in the 80s and the 90s and some part of the 2000s. Like, what the world has happened, man? And so, like, yeah, and then okay, there's like so many episodes where Starfleet does act like little punks. Measure of a Man. Um, what's that one where they found out that human boy was actually half Romulan from his grandfather's side? The drum something, something. I want to say drumhead, but I don't think it is. But it's something like that. But Picard had to fight for that dude and stuff like that from that judge lady, because they was worried because the Romulans was such a villain and stuff like that. They was worried that could he be like influenced by his grandfather, something like that. And I'm trying to think of another. I think Arthur from Voyager, when the doctor wanted to prove that he has just as much rights as a human, organics and stuff. So there are times when they do act shady like that. I can understand the whole doctor thing. The whole hologram thing was new, and they didn't expect him to exceed his programming. With data, they want to just make more datas and say, oh, you're the property of us and stuff like that. But they've let other species join that are angry type people and stuff. And I'm just so shocked they would not let her join only because she's former Borg. I mean, Picard, he was former Borg and they let him back in the Starfleet, even though, that judge lady was a little weary of him. But then here's the problem with this storyline. You gotta remember season 1 of Star Trek Picard, the eye gouging scene. Icheb, the dude, is from another part of the galaxy. They don't know nothing about his species. He was assimilated as a child. I don't know how many years he was born, but they let him join Starfleet. Like, was that just not a Starfleet uniform he was wearing last season? So this makes no sense. And this proves that the writers just don't pay attention to old Star Trek or even the stuff they create themselves. It's kind of like if they reject Borg because they're scared of Borgs now, then why did they let Egypt? That don't make no sense. That literally happened in the same show, just a different season. So it doesn't make no sense. And then now we get the revelation that Admiral Janeway like fought for her to be like, in Starfleet, and when they rejected her, Janeway's all like, "Oh, I'm gonna quit Starfleet," because apparently now this is like former TV show like Star Trek characters' way. Now they don't get their way, so they want to quit now. Picard quit. Riker took like time off. He was like half retired or something like that, semi-retired. Troy, I guess, is retired and stuff like that. And then now Janeway's like, "Oh, I don't want to be no Star Trek. I ain't Admiral no more. Cause you want to let my friend be in there." It's like, seriously, man. Like, what the world is up with this writing? And I guess the writers don't like pay attention or even talk to the people from the other Star Trek series, because she's gonna appear, I believe, in Star Trek Prodigy, I heard, because she's looking for Chakotay and stuff. And so that's gonna overlap that storyline. And not to mention, if Chakotay is still in Starfleet, why would they let an ex-Maquis person back in the Starfleet? Yeah, he served 7 years on Voyager, but still, how can they trust him? You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at lower decks, you see tons of other aliens that are like evil that are in Starfleet. You see another Ferengi. So I don't understand. I just don't understand. Part of me wants to watch season 2 just to see what it's about, but after all these reviews, man, I don't know if I even want to get it and watch it. Like, I know I'm gonna watch Stranger Worlds if that trailer looks good. If the show, from what I'm hearing, is good, I'll get my Paramount Plus back. But like, seriously, they can't even keep up with their own continuity. Do they not remember Egypt and the eye thing and how he had a Starfleet uniform on? So then why would they accept him but then reject Seven, and she's way smarter than him and served aboard a starship way longer than him? And from what I'm hearing about this season is pointless. Like, nothing happens of like significance and everything. That just makes me mad, man. And it's like, it makes you wonder what really is going through the stars' mind. Like, what's going through Patrick's mind? What's going through Brent's mind? What's going through the person who played Riker and Troy? And what's going on through Jerry's mind? Because it's kind of like, Jerry knows her character inside and out. She knows who her character used to be. And Star Trek Picard, that is not it. So it makes you wonder how she truly feels. Now, you see her online promoting stuff and retweeting stuff and being happy about stuff like that. But she has to, because she's contracted to the show. So you don't really know how she truly feels. You know what I'm saying? That's just so weird, man. This is just depressing. I don't even think I really want to watch this series now. It just seems like a pointless, stupid like season. And now they're gonna try to rope us back in because the cast TNG, my bad, is coming back for like the 3rd season. So it's kind of like, they're gonna ruin them too. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.